First coffee in the morning. Can't beat it, can you? It's actually noon. But you'd have no way of knowing that. There we go. That's actually slightly better lighting. Jesse, I got your whole beard pushing out of your face thing. I did get it, but I thought you were using it as a thing of actually getting us to have a beard growing competition. And I do actually like the idea of a beard growing competition, and I really would have participated in it if I hadn't already had this massive, luxurious mane of hair. But I do like the idea of us all having beards on this channel. We could be like the beardiest channel on YouTube. Jesse, I know that you don't particularly go in for facial hair, but I think it'd be amazing. And, you know, to paraphrase Nick Cave, a man without a beard is like a woman with one. Your radio CD, that kind of intrigued me. Is it just like a compilation of songs that they played on the radio? Because that makes sense to me, but on the other hand it might be like actually just a CD of them talking, which would be a lot more interesting, and I'd actually be kind of interested in hearing that in a kind of odd, perverse way. Mariah Carey though, yeah, I've hidden that one away. Paper Towns, you said you enjoyed it despite not thinking you were going to, and then you said you'd explain why, but then you didn't. I don't know if you meant that you'd be doing that on like maybe your personal channel, or if you just kind of forgot that you were going to do that. So if that was the case and you did forget, I'd be kind of interested to know why you thought you wouldn't like it. I think it's awesome that your granddad wrote books. I think that's great. I'm always very interested when like my friends create something, or like people in very close relationship to my friends write something, and that's amazing. And I would have like gone out and read those books, but I don't know what PSP is, and it sounds horrendously complicated. 4 things that I do with my friends. I don't really hang out with my friends that much, and I never really hang out with my friends in massive groups, and when we are hanging out in massive groups it tends to be at a party, so we'll be drinking. So we'll say that, drinking. I don't like drinking very much, I try to avoid it, but I don't like parties very much, and I like them slightly more when I'm drunk. I have things very specific to who I'm hanging out with. So if I'm hanging out with Chris, then we tend to watch movies or just talk about comics, pretty much. If I'm hanging out with Christine, and I do love hanging out with Christine, Christine might be my favourite person to hang out with in the world, because I see her so rarely, because she lives in Glasgow. I'll go and see her like once every few months or something, and we'll go and get a cup of coffee in Borders Books, which is a massive bookstore in Buchanan Street, and we'll go there and we'll just sit for ages talking about books and stuff and laughing. Christine is a comedy genius, and I really wish I'd realised that when she still lived in Lanark. One more. I went to McDonald's last night with my friends. I'll explain a bit more about that later. Unless I forget. Neil, I loved your tattoo story. I don't know if you've ever said that before. I knew about your tattoo, but I don't think you mentioned that story either, or I've just forgotten it, but I thought that was quite fun. I'm glad you liked the idea of using this as a kind of way of continuing with your giving up of smoking, and I hope that that continues to go well for you. I wish you all the best, and will continue to do for the rest of the year. I loved your little signs. I thought those were a good idea. I'm kind of interested if you're just giving up smoking, or if you're like using gum or patches or anything like that. I know that my dad smoked from like when he was a teenager up to like when he was 45, and then one day he was just like, fuck this, I'm quitting, and he just stopped, you know. He didn't like have a kind of ease in thing where he was just like trying to cut back on cigarettes and using patches and gum and stuff. He just stopped, and I thought that was quite cool. So I was wondering what your method is. We will talk about other things rather than you smoking, by the way. I hope that we're sort of pigeonholing Neil into the fact that he doesn't smoke anymore, which is weird because we didn't know that he smoked in the first place. Haruki Murakami, oh man, I didn't know you liked Haruki Murakami. I must have kind of just skimmed over that when you were talking about it before. I've only read one book by Haruki Murakami, which was After Dark, and I'm really interested in getting all of his other books, because it absolutely amazed me, especially the Wild Sheep Chase. But I think I'd read the trilogy as it's meant to be read, and then read the sequel kind of thing to Sheep Chase, Dance, is that what they're called? Sheep Chase, Jesse, I don't know if you know about this, but from what I remember of the plot, it's a detective story, and also has a manic depressive who dresses up as a sheep, and that intrigues me. After Dark was brilliant. I loved it so much, and I would keep meaning to buy more of his books, and now I must. You have put this into my heart, Neil, you darling, you. Food and drink that I can't live without. I can't think of a drink that I can't live without. There must be something. No, I can't, sorry. Oh, I know a food. I can't live without croissants. And I'll tell you why. I have to get up at 7 in the morning for college, and I have to wash, dress and leave pretty much just straight away, so I don't have any time for breakfast. And the food in my college is dreadful. It's pathetic. But there's a little kind of, I don't know, kind of snack bar sort of thing that sells croissants in the morning, and that's what I survive on.